Hi, my name is Thacker. I'm Information Security and Strategy Officer for Websense for EMEA. And today I'm going to be talking about why it's important to have your malware analysis sandbox in the cloud, and why it's also important to use the value of that solution with your data leakage prevention solution. So, importance of performing your malware analysis in the cloud. First three things that come up are primarily around, again, latency, around effect of analysing that malware on your on-premise solution. Most solutions cannot be scaled really to identify lots and lots of malware, to run through and spin up components and cabinets really to analyse that malware. It needs to be on a larger scale. We talk about grid computing being used for these circumstances and why it's important to do that. Second is the number of environments that you can run. You are limited to running environments on an on-premise solution. It's very important to understand that, again, a malware author, the adversary launching these attacks, will be looking to utilise and run as many malware samples as they can to get through your defences. So again, that's why it's another reason to be really focusing on how you can stop that attack or even detect that attack. So again, cloud-based is important. Third is maintenance, really. So looking after your sandbox, updating your sandbox. We talk about hardening sandboxes. This is why it's important to have this done by your cloud service provider, your sandbox service provider, so they can update this again on a constant basis, rather than you having to download and update your on-premise sandbox solution. So that's sandboxing. Again, why it's important. One, again, scale, being able to assess multiple malware examples at any one time. Two, again, focusing on different environments, having that ability to run through multiple scenarios. And then three, again, of course, really important, so that you can actually maximize the value from your sandbox by using it within a cloud service, having that hardened, having that prepared for you by your vendor. So let's now move on to another component, DLP. So DLP for me is one of the most effective security solutions that is available now. Very relevant. We talk about risk-based, data-centric security approaches. DLP helps with that data-centric focus, focusing on the data you need to protect. We talk around how the adversary tries to come into our network, may launch malware, may launch and try and execute dropper files, with then the intention to get a callback to a command and control server, and then from there they'll then execute and initiate data exfiltration. So here it's important to start looking at how you use DLP and also where it's placed as well. It's important to understand that you need DLP on your endpoint, on network, and most importantly, it needs to be correlating with any inbound traffic. So DLP is a great tool for pre-event, determining, again, what is the normal behaviour, what is the baseline for your organisation, what data leaves your network that is allowed, that is permitted, and then looking at behaviour changes, looking at now where data is now leaving through multiple channels, through, again, different destinations. It's important to understand that. But then the value is then taking that information, taking those incidents that typically a DLP will create, correlating them with your malware analysis, your sandbox solution, to determine, again, severity of event. Looking at things like composite scoring become really important based on those two types of controls. So again, the discussion that we're having really is, why should I have a sandbox solution? Again, to determine and detect new types of malware, metamorphic malware, armoured malware. Why should I have DLP? To protect me from external threat, to protect me from internal threat. The third question is, why should I combine them together? Because of the analytics that they offer. They both offer an active analytic that can be used, again, to stop the attacker. That's the most important thing in security. When we talk about security, we need to detect, of course, we need to contain, and we need to mitigate. And we can do that with, again, DLP and sandbox technology. Thanks again. My name is Thacker. Thanks for listening to this episode. And feel free to reach out to me. You can follow me on Twitter, nt_hacker, or contact me at nthacker@websense.com. Thank you.